If you've got a dog like mine, which is a mini Dachshund, then you're going to know exactly how picky they can be about drinking water. Some days they'll drink quite a bit, other days barely anything, and as a pet owner, you're always wondering, are they drinking enough? So today we're looking at something that solves that worry completely, while also giving them cleaner, fresher, and far more appealing water than a normal bowl ever could. Now this is the Petgugu Smart Water Fountain, and after using it with my Dachshund for the last couple of weeks, I'm going to show you what it does, how the app works, and exactly why the filtration system in this thing is so different from regular pet fountains. But let's start with a quick unboxing. The packaging is really clean and simple. Inside you got the quick start guide followed by the manual. We've then got the power plug, the filter, and then the fountain itself, and the box even doubles up as a little cat house. Now setup literally takes just a few seconds, and you just attach the filter, fill the tank up with water, plug it in, and download the Petgugu app. Now it links to the smart water fountain via Bluetooth, and then it starts tracking your pet's water intake. Now as I said, my Dachshund seems like he never wants to drink, but he's a small dog, so he doesn't need that much water anyway. And after setup, I tried to encourage him to use it, but he just wasn't thirsty, so I left it in place and actually left his normal water bowl next to it as well. And interestingly enough, when he decided it was time to have some water, he opted to drink from the smart water fountain instead of his usual bowl. Now I want to start with the feature that genuinely makes this stand out, and that's the smart app water intake monitoring. This isn't just a fountain, but it actually tracks your pet's water drinking down to the millimeter, and it sends all of that data to the app on your phone. Now for example, here's the water intake from my Dachshund yesterday. You can see the exact times he drank, how many millimeters that he had each time, and the total amount for the whole day with the graph below. We can also switch this between days, weeks, months, or even years. If your dog's drinking too little, or he's suddenly drinking way more than normal, the app also sends health reminders and alerts to make you aware. What I like is that if you look at the app while he's drinking, you can see those numbers rising in real time, so you know the data is accurate. It even gives you water intake trends and simple health reports, so you can understand their habits over time, and this could be especially useful if your pet's unwell. With mine, when he's been ill and needs to hydrate, I've always struggled with that, and I always need to use something like puppy milk to get that intake higher, so at least now I can also monitor it. Now while the app is great, another impressive part is the 8-layered filtration system, because this is completely different from the standard filters that you commonly find online. Now most fountains that you find online just use 2 or 3 layers, just a bit of activated carbon, and they clog pretty quickly, meaning the water gets dirty within a week or two. Petgugu, however, didn't go that route, and instead they used a proper 8-layer purification system, and every single layer has a purpose. Now the outer layer catches the bigger debris like hair or crumbs. The activated carbon absorbs chlorine odors and the invisible impurities that can irritate your pet's stomach. You've got KDF material and ion exchange resins that filter out heavy metals like lead, copper, and zinc. And then there's a Mayfan stone layer which naturally releases minerals like calcium and magnesium, making the water softer and far more refreshing for your pet to drink. So it's basically a tiny water treatment plant built into a pet fountain. Now because there are so many stages of filtration, it lasts a lot longer as well. So instead of replacing filters every 1 or 2 weeks, Petgugu's filter can last up to 4 or 8 weeks depending on its usage, but that's less hassle for you and also much cleaner water for your pet. Now with his normal bowl, it's pretty much every time I look at the thing, there's some kind of food floating around in it, so I gotta pick it up, clean it out, and refill it for him, whereas now there's always fresh water sitting on top. Now when the water comes out, it's also using a fountain which has this waterfall flow design. This can be especially useful for cats and of course encourage them to drink, and to be fair, my dog seems to be enjoying it as he's chosen it over his normal bowl. Now the whole thing is also ultra quiet, and I mean it genuinely is quiet. Even with the camera right next to it, you barely hear a thing. If you've got multiple pets or you sleep near where your pets drink, the low noise is going to make a huge difference. My Dachshund is literally scared of everything, so the silent operation means that there's nothing to scare him off. Now you can also choose whether you want the pump on continuous flow, or you can have it on an eco mode, and in the eco mode it runs for 30 seconds, then it stops for 3 minutes. Although as soon as a pet walks up to it, the pump will automatically activate. Now as I said, my dog doesn't really drink much, so I choose to run it in eco mode, but if you've got multiple pets or maybe a thirsty one, then it's probably a lot more beneficial to run continuous. Now the water tank is also 2 liters, and this is perfect for small or medium-sized dogs. For my mini Dachshund, that's more than enough for many days before I need to refill it. This has made life much easier for us around the home, and the design also uses water-electricity separation, which is a big safety feature. The pump sits inside the water tank while the power components are separated below, reducing any risk of an electric shock even if your pet splashes around or knocks the fountain. Now once you've got everything set up, the best part is just watching your pet use it naturally. Of course, I film my Dachshund drinking from it, and you can see how comfortable he is with the water flow. While he drinks, the app logs every single sip, and by the end of the day I've got a complete breakdown of his intake, plus reminders if anything looks off. Now it's a really smart way to combine health tracking with something your pet uses every single day, and of course providing them with much cleaner water at the same time. And overall, the Petgugu Smart Water Fountain is a great choice for anyone that just wants to make sure their pet stays hydrated and healthy, or even just wants a water bowl they have to refill and clean less often. And of course, your pet gets clean water thanks to the 8-layer filtration system, and you could also find more reliable drinking habits because of the waterfall flow and full monitoring through the app so you know exactly how much water they've had. Now of course, I've placed a link down in the description below so you can go ahead and grab your Petgugu Smart Fountain today. And hopefully I've covered everything in today's video, but if there's anything I've missed or you've got any questions at all, then just ask them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And Petgugu are also going to be attending CES 2026, so if you're planning to attend or you're just a pet lover who's interested in smart pet gadgets, make sure you go check out their booth and see everything in action. But as always, thanks for watching the video and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech.